How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another show. This is You Made Roscoe, and I am Roscoe. And today's show, we're going to be doing a reaction to what's a highlight, basically a highlight tape, if you will, or a video of some highlights of Jason Williams, aka White Chocolate. You know, and this video, I'm guessing we're going to see a few clips mixed in with NBA players or former NBA players talking about Jason Williams and stuff like that. So we'll dive in. Before we do that, I do want to ask for anybody who hasn't already that they please subscribe to the channel and also make sure you hit the notification bell. That way you'll be reminded of future shows. Let's go ahead and check this thing out.
Hey man, it's your boy YG aka Yangala and Jason Williams, also known as White Chocolate. This guy was one of the most entertaining players to watch in the 90s and the 2000s. Like the passes that he was doing, it was never seen before. And the fact that he pulled off a behind the back elbow pass in a game, it's just crazy. And
before we get into it, and I'll see some of these reactions to different basketball players and all that. And most of these people who do these videos do a very good job, including this guy, whoever he is, I'm sure. But they'll make some little things that'll bother me. Probably don't bother nobody else. But when he started off saying, like, dominated the 90s and the 2000s or whatever, like, I think Jason Williams was like drafted in like 99. It's like 98, 99 or something like that. So he really didn't have much of an effect on the 90s, to really be honest. Like, of course, like when he first burst onto the scene, and then, again, I think it was 99, if I'm not mistaken. But he came out, looking like Jason Williams, right out the gate, and was very, very exciting to watch, But yeah, that would really wasn't the 90s.
when I watch his passing highlights, it's better than some players' dunking highlights. And that just says a lot of how flashy he was, because most of his passes were just unreal. And you can almost say that he was playing NBA Jam in real life. Like every time he's coming down the court, you're expecting a highlight from him. And I feel like he didn't really reach his full potential. Even though he was a solid piece for that 2006 championship for the Miami Heat, I still feel like he should have been better than what he was. If he would have developed a reliable shot, I felt like he could have been a Steve Nash type of player. So anyways, man, we're gonna listen to NBA legends and players talk about how amazing Jason Williams was. But before we get...
Yeah, he said that. I'm glad he did say that, because that's kind of one of those things that I was waiting for. I've seen other videos of Jason Williams where people don't bring up the fact that he was like very, very exciting to watch. But Jason Williams was extremely inefficient, like very inefficient. And for as great as a passer as he was, I really don't think I would be surprised if he ever topped. I'm gonna give him that he probably got to like 7 assists a game or something like that. But I don't think it was never really higher than somewhere around there. So he's right. Like, Jason Williams could have been better than this, you know what I mean? But let's keep it going.
Straight to that, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for the culture so you won't be missing any of my videos. And let's get to the vid, man.
A guy that I have to mention that I really had fun playing with, White Chocolate in Miami. Oh, White Chocolate was nice to play with, because I could just put my hand up like that and the ball be right there every time.
You know what?
Every time.
Jason Williams would never...
Shout out to White Chocolate.
Right. He would never get the credit that's due as one of those point guards, but he was definitely flash of his time, and he definitely was one of the premier guards of his time. So shout out to J-Dub out there, man. Thank you. I know I know people try to mix that up.
J-Dub, I love you. You're underappreciated.
Right.
Great player.
White Chocolate, right.
bringing.
It's cool, man. You know, obviously, somebody I won a championship with, somebody that was very important to our championship run. You know, our point guard who settled us, had some big games for us. So, you know, when I got the call he was going to be here and, you know, he wanted to exchange jerseys, I was happy it was the white chocolate one. You know, obviously, we grew up watching him. And I was just lucky enough to be able to play with him, you know, when I was young in this league. So it was a cool moment for me to be able to exchange, you know, that Sacramento 55 jersey with him.
Build a business that can scale beyond you. Make a playbook and train your team with Trainual.
He really don't know the game. I always tell people, when he learned the game like John Stockton, somebody like that, with his abilities, his skills, what they call him, white chocolate, he's going to be special. But it's up to him to take it as far as he wanted to be taken.
When you were with him,
He said a mouthful right there. I always used to think back in those days with Jason Williams, like, was he really working on his shot? You know, and maybe, and I'm pretty sure he was, but I think one of the things about, besides the fact that he was an inefficient shooter, he take like ill-advised shots sometimes. So for as much court awareness as he had, you know, like his basketball acumen sometimes was just like, you know, but you know, still dope. So let's keep it going.
him and you're hanging out around him, what is the public reaction?
That's the guy, White Chocolate. When you say that name, you know who you're talking about, the legend. You know, a lot of people don't use the word legend and don't really mean it, but when we say your name, you're a legend for real.
Listen here, it's not too many guys that I played against. When we switch a pick and roll and I want to guard, I get fast. Like this dude right here would do something so creative to embarrass you out there. Like I didn't like to guard him.
In game.
Oh, look at this. Uh-huh.
When you do moves, I consider Gary Payton one of the probably the greatest point guard defender ever in the history of NBA. And when you make him try to trip you, GP gotta use his legs to try to trip you to stop you, you know you for real.
Can you explain just the reaction in the league when you first started doing all this stuff and people just didn't even know what to make of you?
Man, to be honest, I really didn't pay much attention to it. I was just out there playing, just trying to win, have fun. And I think I get a raw end on that side of it a little bit because all I wanted to do was win. And my teammates knew that. I don't think the whole public knew that. You know, they see me have a couple of turnovers, things like that, but bottom line, I just wanted to win.
The other player.
A couple of turnovers, huh? as Shannon Sharp would say, man, that man had a bakery full of turnovers. You know, but and it's funny they had like you know, people who played in the league calling him a legend. You know what I mean? But when you think about that, or when I think about that time period, you know, like right around this time, you know, the hip hop element was really permeating and into sports big time. Like Allen Iverson was already a thing at this point. This is kind of Jason Williams comes right before like the And1 mixtape dudes, you know, in that era, you know, so that era kind of symbolized like more flash than substance, you know what I mean? So I can see why some of these dudes who, I don't know why, even the NBA dudes who you think would know better are using the word legend, you know, but you know, I don't want to tweak out. Let's keep it moving.
Players knew though, right?
Oh yeah, we definitely knew. Reincarnation of Pistol Pete. we knew he wanted to win.
He would ask that. I have a question for Jason as well, because first of all, one of my favorite players ever to watch. Man. Because I think he created what Steph Curry does, what Russell Westbrook does, pace and space. He created that in Sacramento, allowed Mike Bibby to come in and flourish into that. He created that environment. But all I want to see, if Kevin could get on one side of the floor and you just do the elbow pass to him in kind of slow motion, because I've never really seen it like in slow. I just would love to see the elbow pass, man.
Kenny, only for you. I'll try.
All right, Kev, get on one wing, man.
What if it don't work? It's gonna hurt.
It's gonna work, man. It's gonna work.
You gotta get on this side.
There it is. It's gonna work.
Hey, shout out to Ray LaFrance. He got fouled, man. He'd have finished the joint.
Right.
He would have finished. All right, slow motion. You just put it there.
Oh!
He made that look easy as hell.
We need it in slower motion. Slower motion.
Man. J-Dub, to me, you're one of the best point guards that ever played the game, especially with all your trickery.
Appreciate it.
Who in today's game would you say is similar to you?
Good question, Dees.
Man, you know,
we was talking about this, right?
Some of these got like Kyrie Irving. I think he's got that. You know, he's got a hand. He finishes way better than me. I think he shoots better than me too. But I don't think he's really looking to pass like I was. A lot of these players today, I think, get it mixed up because they say they're a good passer, but I think there's a difference between a good passer and a willing passer.
Right, it is.
You know, I was more of a willing passer. I knew what time it was. I knew who needed the ball and where they needed the ball.
Hey, we're back on open court. Charles Barkley, Chris Webber, Steve Kerr, Steve Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Reggie Miller, and Kenny the Jet Smith. Point guard with the best handle you ever saw.
Oh, they got it.
I had a chance to play with Jay Will and God Shamgod, and I've never seen anybody with handles like this. And
it's good they got Weber to talk about this.
I'm gonna give Jay Will the nod.
Over Shamgod?
I would see Jay Will.
Yes. No.
I would see Jay Will.
Yeah.
No. I would see Jay Will put 5-pound ankle weights on his.
Oh, that's Shamgod do that.
Jay Will did that in West Virginia.
That's what Sham was doing.
Jay Will did that in West Virginia.
Matter of fact, Jay Will got this move. Have you seen this now? That's the Shamgod, you throw it out. You know how you come behind the back, Reggie? Mm-hmm. Jay Will got this.
Yeah.
Jay Will got. I'm gonna fake it behind the back,
man. Come on, are you kidding me?
Full speed.
No, but
you see he made Gary Payton. You see Gary Payton try to strip. Oh, remember that?
He treated GP right there, man. Like and Gary Payton is he probably the greatest defensive point guard ever. and this dude just. He was about to triple. He just couldn't do nothing with this dude. So that's one thing I can say for all of the, if you want to call it negative, it's just criticism. But like Jason Williams, the handles was spectacular. You know what I mean? If it's one thing, like he could get around dudes. Like he had no issue. You know what I mean? Like maneuvering through traffic, you know, so that. And this with the spectacular passing, you know, just made him. He was out here looking crazy a lot of the times, you know. But again, like with these highlight packages, they showing you all of the best stuff, you know what I mean. But let's keep it moving.
I remember that night too. He's hard with handles. Okay, I'm one of the closest players I've ever been with because in Sacramento I did not want to be there. And so my very first practice, my mom is giving me scriptures. Oh, this is going to be a blessing. I'm like, Mom, please, I don't have enough time for that positive stuff. She's like, oh, it's just going to be a blessing. And I remember after the first practice, I was like, called, I was like, you're right. Because Jay Will was just funny and appropriate. And so, you know how you make your rookies do everything? Right. It wasn't even fun. I'm like, Jay Will, we landed in New York. I'm like, man, you got to get off the bus. It's snowing. Only in your tights. Yeah. Go in and scream, who let the dogs out and pay for it? He would do whatever. And so one trip, we're coming in Boston. It's a snowstorm. We would make him do all the things, and I was like, he was like, if I do one thing, you know, can I be off? We were like, yeah, whatever. So we get in Boston, I'm just listening to headphones, it's cold, it's freezing, and we're like, yeah, you know, what's going on? We get to the hotel, everybody's checking in, everybody's like, where's Jason? And we really can't find him. It's about maybe 3-4 minutes. And one of the ball boy goes, and we looked under the bus, picked up the thing under the bus, he's laying on the luggage up on the bus.
Yes.
And I was like, what are you doing? He was like, I ain't want to ride with y'all bitches up here. And he was just sitting, and he's just laying, posing.
So guys, hope
that was hilarious right there. That was fucking hilarious.
You enjoyed the video? And tell me, what is your favorite Jason Williams moment? Mine had to be when he crossed up Gary Payton or when he pulled off that elbow pass. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, and show love to the YG gang. And I'm out.
That's a pretty good question right there. As we end this, what's my favorite Jason Williams moment? I don't know if I have like one moment with him. I do know like when he did join the Kings, the Sacramento Kings, like that team was so exciting. And first of all, I was a big Chris Webber dude. I love Chris Webber. Shout out to the Fab Five, by the way. But I love Webber. So I was really following him and his career and where he was going. And then he get to this team where, you know, they had all these pieces in place, you know, and then Jason Williams, you know, and they started, you know, running through the Western Conference, you know, and the Western Conference is already, you know, especially like at that time, like in the late 90s going into the 2000s. Well, you know, even now, you know what I mean? It's like the Western Conference has always been tough, you know, and yeah, no, they was getting it in back in them days. Like, and then eventually, you know, they subbed out Jason Williams after a couple of years for Mike Bibby, and they took another step up because Bibby wasn't the flashy passer that, or nowhere close to the flashy passer that Jason Williams was, and not too many people were, but he was way more efficient. He still could pass. He was a very good point guard. He'd get you some good assist numbers, but he wasn't turning the ball over. You know what I mean? He ain't take all those crazy risks that Jason Williams would take in games. You know, Williams a lot of the times come up, you know, early in the shot clock and he don't pass it to nobody and just shoot a three. And, you know, his shooting percentages was, you know, they was crazy. Where the 3-point percentages was crazy low. And his shooting percentage too. So, you know, it was what it was. And I don't want to make it about, this ain't about like bashing him. It's definitely not about that. But I like when truths are being told. You know, let's all speak the real. That's all. And I just don't want I want real narratives out there. You know, that's all I'm about. But yeah, no, it's still, Jason Williams was dope and fun to watch. That's all I can say, like extremely fun. And he was the right person at the right time, you know, like I said, for that era, you know. So shout out to White Chocolate, you know, and that's pretty much all I got, man. This is fun. But before I get up out of here, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, hit the share button, hit the playlist option. You'll pick the one named Basketball Reactions. You'll check out the few reactions that I have up in there up to this point, but I'm gonna build that thing up big time. But I do have playlists for other things. Mostly, you'll see a ton of music reactions because that's really what I have been doing. But I fit in a few other ones. I got a couple of entertainment reactions. What other ones? Comedy, you know, that type of stuff. And I'm gonna build all that stuff up too. So check out everything over there in the playlist. The Cash App is on the screen, $ You Made Roscoe, for those who just want to show their support or appreciation for the work being done on the page. There's that. So I'm about to get up out of here. Like I said, I hope y'all have fun watching this like I did, because it's always fun to hear, you know, the greats hash over each other, you know. So let's see. But yeah, I'm gonna get up out of here. Like I said, I will see you guys again very soon. So until next time, y'all be safe and y'all be good.